Sam Levitt here at the Padres Spring Training Complex in Peoria, Arizona, and right now I'm joined by Padres catcher Kyle Higashioka. Kyle, let's start with a date. Let's throw it back a little bit. April 10th, 2017. Does that date ring a bell?
Yeah, my debut. Major League debut.
That's right, Major League debut. Let's go back to that day. What were your emotions that day you get called up, you make your Major League debut with the New York Yankees?
Yeah, I mean, just super nervous. Luckily, I was only catching the ninth inning, and we were up by 5, so it wasn't a huge pressure situation. But definitely the moment was pretty overwhelming.
Kyle, you have a really fascinating story. I read once you likened your baseball journey to Bull Durham, a long journey through the minor leagues, or at least I read that somewhere. When you think about that journey through the minor leagues, what comes to mind now that you've really established yourself as a major leaguer?
I mean, every experience I went through kind of has an impact on your development. So, as a catcher, experience is pretty. It can be pretty critical. So, I'm just thankful for all the experiences I have had, and that they've hopefully affected me in a positive way, and I'm here now. So
yeah, you were drafted in 2008 when you first got to the Yankees organization. I mean, you guys had guys like Jeter, like Posada there. What was it like coming up through the Yankees system, the early days, and being around guys like that?
Yeah, actually, the early days were kind of tough because you'd walk into the Major League clubhouse in spring training and you'd see all these superstars, and you just kind of ask yourself, like, how am I ever gonna get to the big leagues? Like, they don't call guys up. They could just trade for all these superstars, and
yeah.
But actually, luckily, when I did start playing better in the minor leagues, they were bringing guys up, and so I got a great opportunity, and then it really paid off.
You talk about those days in the minor leagues, and like we said, it was a long journey for you to get to New York. What sort of kept you going as you're going day in, day out in the minors? I'm somebody who broadcasts in the minors, so I have a little taste of it, riding on the bus, going town to town. Each and every day, what kind of kept you going, keeping that quote-unquote dream alive?
I mean, I'd say you're there to do your job. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the light at the end of the tunnel is worth it for the grind that you have to go through in the minor leagues. But yeah, I mean, you're there and you're playing for your teammates too. I mean, they can't have good seasons unless you do your job. So that's kind of what it's about.
16 years in the Yankees organization. You're part of the trade that came to San Diego this past offseason. What has the process been like getting to know a brand new organization after spending so long in New York?
It's been really good. I think the transition's been pretty seamless, and the guys are great, the staff's great, front office has been great to me so far, and so I'm really looking forward to this season.
You're a real veteran presence on this team. What do you view as your role on this team in particular in 2024?
I mean, whenever I'm out there, I think, I'll do what I do, but away from the field or just in the dugout, I think it'll be valuable for some of the younger guys to possibly, bounce some ideas off me, and I'll try to help with whatever advice I can give, especially, Campy and Sully and even Salis. They've been asking me a lot of questions, and I'm trying to give them as good of advice as possible. So I'm just hoping to help in that aspect as well.
Let's talk about two of the guys you mentioned, Luis Campusano. Speaking of younger players, it'll be you and him, that tandem behind the plate this season. What have you noticed about Luis Campusano so far?
Incredibly hard worker. I mean, he's in the gym every morning and just grinding every single day. So and he cares. And that's what you want as a catcher. You want a guy that cares about the team and winning and the pitching staff. And so, I mean, he's got all the right makeup and all the right tools to be a really good catcher.
Let's go to somebody even younger. Ethan Salis, 17 years old. From my perspective, you watch him in the clubhouse, on the field. He seems like he belongs right where he is here at spring training. What have your early impressions been of Ethan Salis?
Really good. really good. I would have never guessed he was 17
Wow.
based on his maturity level. I mean, when I was 17, I definitely wasn't that mature. So, yeah, I think he's got a pretty special skill set, and so, you know, down the road he's going to be pretty darn good player.
A couple of non-baseball things for you. I know you play the guitar, and it kind of famously almost at this point play the guitar. So take me through the process of learning how to play guitar, and what are your skills like right now?
I started learning when I was probably my first year in pro ball.
Okay.
And I bought like a $50 acoustic guitar from a pawn shop in Tampa, and then just carried it with me all season. And then I switched to electric after that because I'm more of a rock guy.
Okay.
You know? But then I learned myself for a few years, and then I took some lessons from this guy named Dave Nassie. He's the lead guitarist for Kip Moore right now.
Okay.
So, but he was in Huntington Beach, local. So took lessons from him for a couple of years, and that really kind of helped take me to the next level, which still isn't good, but it's like it's kind of where I wanted to be. So yeah.
But it's good enough where you have played for guys in the clubhouse before, so you must be pretty good.
I mean, if I play something, you know, usually it's recognizable.
Okay. Hell's Bells, that's one of your songs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody here, a closer, Hall of Famer Trevor
Yeah.
Hoffman, that was his song. You haven't played it for him yet, have you?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to practice it before that happens.
Okay.
I don't want to disrespect it.
Oh, that's fair. On the to-do list. Another non-baseball thing, I read that you do surf, or at least you surfed growing up. What is your surfing experience like? Because San Diego, California, pretty good place to surf.
Yeah. I actually started surfing after I started playing pro ball as
Okay.
well. So that was fun. I mean, me and my buddies, I had a couple other buddies in pro ball at the time that we were training with, and we used to surf like pretty much every single day. There was a rideable wave.
Wow.
So it was actually really good cardio, and good for the shoulders. But I mean, again, I'm not good at surfing. It's just it was really fun.
Okay, so he's humble when it comes to surfing and the guitar. Don't be humble about baseball. I mean, this is a pretty exclusive club, Major League Baseball players. It is interesting, though, as you're talking to me about surfing and guitar playing, these are things you picked up after you started playing pro ball. So what got you interested in maybe picking up hobbies that weren't baseball?
I think they were just stuff that I was interested in going through school, like as a kid, but never had time to do it because school and baseball is a big undertaking. You know, parents made sure I got good grades, so I was always kind of grinding, burning both ends of the candle every night.
Right.
You know, with homework and baseball, and so never really had time for hobbies. So once I got into pro ball, it was like I only have to focus on baseball now.
There you
so
go.
I got plenty of time for new hobbies.
Let's finish up with something baseball related, because as a veteran catcher, I can't even imagine how many guys you've caught a baseball from the mound. Who, and maybe let's go outside a Musgrove, a Darvish, a King, who out of guys you've caught this spring has really impressed you? Maybe names that Padres fans wouldn't even be as familiar with.
There's a young kid, Iriarte,
Yeah.
I was really impressed with. And, you know, I think everybody's been really impressed with Brito and Vasquez
Yeah.
as well. I mean, I have a history with them, but,
Right.
you know, last time I caught Waldron in the game, he was really good.
Okay.
And so, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good arms here, and I'm pretty confident going into this season.
You mentioned Waldron. How much experience do you have catching the knuckleball?
Not much, but luckily last game I didn't miss any, so
Okay.
it was
All
good.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kyle, great having you here. It's been a lot of fun meeting you and Michael King and Randy and Johnny and all these former Yankees. A lot of former Yankees now here in San Diego. Best of luck with everything this season, and I'm sure I'll talk to you as the season goes along.
All right. Thanks, Sam.